Where does your band play when you've already booked area churches and you can't find any Christian venues? You want to use your music to bring people closer to Jesus, but where can you play to do that? What can you do to play out more so you can do more ministry? Of course, you need to know how to do booking to make sure you're getting the most possible shows. We have a free PDF to help you know which kinds of gigs to book when and how to go about it. Click the button below to get your free band booking calendar. Even if you're good at booking, there may be more available dates on your calendar than there are shows to fill them. There are always more places to play. My first tip is to make sure your band is focused on ministry. An easy-to-understand definition of ministry is actions that have the motivation of bringing people closer to God. Ministry can be done in a million different ways using a multitude of tools. As Christian musicians, we use the tool of music. Using music as a ministry tool instead of the product to be sold is what makes us different from secular musicians. Secular musicians have the end goal of making money by selling their music. Christian musicians have the goal of bringing a person closer to God. We use music to open their hearts and spirits to the message. There are many good things that should be done to increase the quality of our music ministry, but we often refocus from ministry to music and lose sight of the real treasure of our ministry, people. Some Christian bands end up focusing on the tasks of creating great music, getting the next recording done, playing for larger audiences at better shows, booking more gigs, having an awesome website, etc. People often get trampled on in the pressure to accomplish the tasks. It's good to do good things with excellence and integrity. It's godly to do good things motivated by love for people. So check your hearts. Are you willing to do anything to minister to people? Even if it doesn't advance your music career? Even if it's inconvenient and costs you reputation or money? How far will you go to love someone to Jesus? If your band is focused on ministry, you can redefine the word venue. What if venue meant anywhere that people can hear about Jesus through your music? What if venue had more to do with the hearts of people than location? What if venue had nothing to do with getting paid, having a stage, or the band name on a poster? If we redefined venue, our avenues for ministry greatly increase. Let's go beyond church buildings and concert halls. Let's go to wherever people are. Here's some ideas of places to play outside of the church. Your local city park. It's probably full of people on the weekends. The park may also have pavilions with electricity, which can be rented very inexpensively or reserved for free. Call the City Parks and Recreation Department to find out. You don't have to do a huge concert. Have a picnic and play some music to passers-by afterwards. Stop and talk while you enjoy a casual, low-key day. Nursing homes. So we all know bands who play harder music styles can't play nursing homes. But if you can play older songs and hymns on the piano or acoustic guitar, you can minister at a nursing home. Call and ask. Bring the whole band, even if not everyone is playing. You don't have to preach or hold a church service. Just give hugs, listen to old stories, play cards, and sing a few songs. The smiles you'll get back are amazing. Special event fundraisers. Nonprofit budgets are always tight, so they frequently hold special events to raise money. Christian bands that are willing to play without preaching can often play at these events. Check your local city calendar for area events and call the event organizers to ask if they would like some family-friendly entertainment. You get to play and help their good cause. Street performing for donations, also known as busking, is encouraged in some cities, tolerated in others, and against the law in a few places. Check with your Chamber of Commerce for your local rules. Busking can be a very effective ministry because you can stop and talk to people at any time. Plus, you make tips. Jails and prisons. Ask your pastor who's in charge of the local jail ministry. Call them to make sure they have enough musicians for their services. Opportunities to minister can vary widely, so it's best just to ask what the needs are and figure out how to meet them. There are so many Christian musicians available that no jail ministry should have their music needs unmet. Yet I frequently hear about the lack. Let's make sure every jail chaplain has access to as many musicians as they can use. County and city fairs. Many local fairs have room for local performers, but you'll probably not be allowed to preach unless there's a specific gospel tent or area. Booking is typically done for these events in late fall or early winter for the following summer. Getting in at the last minute is rare, so call ahead. The local Chamber of Commerce will probably know all the local events and who to contact for each event. Homeless shelters. Almost every city has a homeless shelter. Why not ask if they would like a free evening's entertainment? Many shelters are Christian-based and would like testimonies as well as music. These same shelters usually host fundraising events. Check to see if they could use some entertainment at the events. Shelters vary widely, so it's best to call and tell them you're a band willing to volunteer your time. They'll probably have suggestions for how to best fit into their needs. Playing at these venues generally does not pay. One way to afford to play these kinds of shows is to reduce travel expenses by playing locally. These shows do not increase the band's career opportunities. There'll be many times you'll have to scale way back to acoustic sets or even solo performances. Often the band will have to set up and tear down to play only 2 or 3 songs. Most of the time the sound system will be bad, if it exists at all. The audiences will be small, and merchandise sales may be small too. Other bands may think of your band as amateur because you play too many small, free shows. Ministry is not glamorous. A lot of times it's more exhausting than fun. But what if you had the opportunity to talk to one person about Jesus after the show? What if someone was willing to stay to hear your music because you treated them like a human being instead of a nuisance while setting up? What if one heart was a little more open to Jesus' healing love because you showed up? How far are you willing to go to love one person to Jesus?